Today I thought we could go through all my bookshelves and my books and have a little bit of a reorganisation. I have recently just got this bookshelf, hence why I've got a hole there because I had something there before, and I feel like I've dedicated all my new books to this shelf as kind of a display shelf, but I do have other shelves and neglected books I just kind of need to go through and, you know, display them how I like. I also need to up the shelves so there's like less space because I don't really like the gaps, and then that way I can add more shelves because they do additional ones at IKEA. This is the Billy bookcase. I would like to get another one because I have got some room, so I might be doing that soon. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, it's really annoying me that I've tabbed every single book of Boys of Tommen apart from Taming 7. It's because I tabbed these and annotated them the second time around, and I haven't done it because I reread these before Taming 7, so, and for some reason I didn't tab Taming 7, which is silly, but anyway. Also, I bought these to go behind my books, and apparently when they turn green they've locked in all the moisture or something, so it doesn't damage the books. Okay, so the only thing I know I'm absolutely going to do is put Boys of Tommen on this top shelf. At least we're making progress. Also, let's not talk about the fact that Binding 13 is black and not ombre. Okay, let's not do that. I actually don't really like these covers. Okay, so my favourite of the series is Releasing 10, then it goes Keeping 13, Binding 13, Redeeming 6, Saving 6, and then Taming 7. So I'm thinking if I just face these out, because they're my favourites, then it'll look okay. Okay, what do we think? Okay, so what I'm thinking next for the second shelf down is my indie type books, because they are, again, a prized possession of mine. Also, can we make a petition to make books the same size? Because this is a traditionally published standard book. You've got your indie sizes, and then you've got like the bigger indie size, and then you've got a small hardback. I think we should at least go for the indie size. I love like a bigger paperback. Okay, so I actually do have 5 more indie books coming today that are a part of the Broken Bond series, 2 of them. So this, I'm going to leave this a little bit sparse, but it will be full. It will be full by the end of the day. We have a problem. We cannot move this shelf because it is stuck there. Okay, so I think I've managed to sort it. It took like half an hour for me to realise. So I've took a shelf from down there, so that is very gappy right now, but I just needed, because this wasn't fitting, that weren't fitting, like I just needed them to fit. And then down here I'm going to be getting a glass shelf, so that's going to happen at some point. Okay, so I've decided that I'm not going to put all my sprayed edges together like this. Instead, I'm going to put like authors together. So this is actually the same book, and I'm just going to put them together like this. So I think it's going to like have a pop of colour every now and again, instead of like it all being bunched together. I'm going to see how it looks and then we'll see. Okay, so I've decided to go by size because it just looks a little bit silly, like. So I'm gonna put all, so this is all Ava Reid and this is also Ava Reid, but like them together it just looks funny. So I'm just going to put all sizes and authors together. It's comical how much I've changed the books since them last clips. It's been a couple of days. I've managed to go to IKEA to get another shelf. I didn't get glass, I got wood to go with said bookcase. So I guess we'll do a little bit of a tour of said books. Okay, so starting on this top shelf, we have All the Boys of Tommen, the ombre editions and the UK versions. And then I actually decided to go for Litfic on this second shelf. Also, can we agree that Litfic have the prettiest covers? Starts off with my translation type books, and then we've got a bit of Norwegian Wood, Red to the Bone, The Colour Purple, and then we've got a few memoirs, and then it kind of goes into Litfic, a bit of historical fiction, and then a bit of romance, because I didn't know where to put these because they're a bit big and I don't really have much romance, so I don't really have a shelf for romance really. So yeah, that goes onto there. And then on this one we've got a jar full of all my bookmarks and annotations, and then we've got J. Brie here. Also, how stunning are these covers? Beautiful. And then we've got Hair of Broken Fate by Mads Rafferty. I decided to put these ones on display because they are white and bright, and I feel like a lot of books are black, especially when they're fantasy and they're like dark, mysterious, and I get that, but they do kind of just blend in all together. Like, look at them, like they're all just blended and nothing's really catching my eye, so I decided to put them on. And then we've got Lies of Lena. This series, I'm really excited to start it. I'm going to start it when I'm in a bit of a slump because it's a Why Choose These Vampires, so I'm excited for that one. And then obviously we've got Fairy Tale, which is a beautiful cover. And then, oh my god guys, on the next shelf I've got all my editions of the Cruel Shift Face. I don't know if previously I said that I didn't have Psycho Fae and Psycho Beast, but they came into stock on Amazon, so I ran and got those. So I'm really happy, so I have to put them like on display because I've been searching for ages for them too. And then on the next shelf, we've got Alison Saft, so these are the same book. And then we've got Fable for the End of the World by Ava Reid, and then we've got Lady Macbeth. There's two versions of that. And then we've got some more Ava Reid. She is very like great at writing, like atmospheric, really gothic. And then we've got some more Alison Saft, Wings of Starlight, and then Where Shadows Bloom. And then I've got this vase with obviously my TBR jar picks in it, and I thought that'd go nicely with Under the Oak Tree. I am actually reading that at the moment, and I don't know if I'm going to have it on display for much longer now I know what the story's about, but it is a beautiful cover, so it's a shame. And then on this next shelf we've got all my sprayed edges. This is a range from Fairy Lou, Illumicrate, Waterstones, like there's a lot there. And then I decided to do Blood of Hercules because obviously it's one of my favourite books, and it had the sprayed edges landscape, so I did it like that. And then on the last shelf we've got mainly hardbacks, if not all hardbacks, but starting with Red Winter, which is another beautiful cover. And then we've got all my Olivia Blake books, and then we've got Spark of the Everflame, then a bit of Sarah A. Parker, and yeah. Okay, so going on to this shelf, it is next to the window, so I have put all books that I'm not really bothered about as such, because obviously there's elements that, you know, like wind, sun, that might damage the book, but I have got some thrillers up here. And then it kind of goes on to Litfic, and then it goes on to romance. I haven't chucked these Colleen Hoover and really old romances away just because they're the books that kind of got me into reading. So Now going on to this shelf, I did want one facing out just because this is kind of what you see first and I didn't want it to be a back of a book, so I went with Divine Rivals because they are a beautiful cover. So we've got Divine Rivals and then we've just got like Fourth Wing series, and then we've got like the larger paperbacks that are also dystopian times fantasy, and then it kind of goes on to YA fantasy. I also started reading Powerless on audio and I didn't enjoy it, and I've got these 3 already, so I don't even know if I'll be reading that. Or then it kind of goes on to adult fantasy, and then we've got this here, and then going on to this corner we've got Sarah J Maas, a friend's borrowing the last 2, and then we've got the Crescent City, and I know this isn't in order but I've got too many of like Throne of Glass, like it's too big to fit in that middle one. So that is my reorganisation of my bookshelves and book tour. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye!